rapid-fire montage of a drummer struggling, tangled cables, an acoustic kit drowning in room noise, a frustrated neighbor banging on the wall. You know the struggle. You want to play, to express, to create without limits, but reality always gets in the way. Space, noise, complexity. Today, we're talking about a solution that promises to obliterate those walls, the Roland VAD706/N. This is the video that shows you exactly why this might be the last drum kit you ever need to buy. But here's what surprised me. After testing dozens of electronic kits, this one feels less like a compromise and more like an evolution. However, for a premium electronic kit costing several $1,000s, you might think it's only for professionals or studios. Therefore, let's cut through the hype and find the 3 undeniable reasons this kit is a necessity, not just a luxury. For the best price, click the link in the description. /N Act 1, The Hook and the Promise. /N Let's be contrarian right now. The biggest myth about electronic drums, that they feel like playing plastic toys, that the response is laggy, the sounds are fake, and you sacrifice the soul of drumming for convenience. Therefore, if you believe that, you haven't touched the VAD706. The first reason you need to try this kit: it doesn't feel electronic. It feels resolved. From the moment you sit down, the promise is immediate. The VAD706 isn't just another electronic drum set. It's Roland's flagship V-Drum acoustic design series, and it's built to mimic the acoustic experience in every dimension. But we're not just talking about looks. Therefore, let's dive into the first core reason: the feel that fools your hands. This is where Roland's decades of sensor technology collides with serious physical design. The snare drum isn't a pad. It's a 14-inch actual shell with a real mylar head and a genuine strainer for snare adjustment. You can literally tighten or loosen the snares under the head. The kick drum is a 20-inch shell with a real beater head. You mount a real bass drum pedal against it. The toms are 10-inch and 12-inch shells, but the magic is underneath. Therefore, each of these acoustic drums houses Roland's proprietary VPAD technology with a multi-layered mesh head. This is the key. The head gives you that familiar bounce and resistance, but the sensor inside translates every nuance. Where you hit, how hard the grace notes, the buzz rolls. It feels alive. My first strike on the snare, I expected a digital thwack, but I got a physical rebound and a sound so detailed I forgot it was triggered. It's like your brain gets an acoustic experience, but your neighbors get silence. That's a beautiful kind of deception. Speaking of neighbors, if yours are anything like mine, they think a drum solo is just me angrily rearranging the furniture. This kit would confuse them deeply. Therefore, we've established that it feels real, but feeling is only half the battle. The second reason you need the VAD706, the sound that isn't a simulation. /N Open a curiosity loop here. If the pads are just triggers, then the sound comes from the brain, the module. So is it just playing samples? Not even close. The VAD706 comes with Roland's flagship TD50X module. This isn't a sample player, it's a sonic sculptor. Roland's proprietary behavioral modeling technology doesn't just play a recording of a snare. It models the entire physical chain: the head tension, the shell resonance, the snare wire vibration, even the room ambience. Therefore, when you strike, it calculates the sound in real time, based on your playing dynamics. The result is organic, unpredictable, and deeply responsive. It feels like you're interacting with an instrument, not recalling a memory. You can tweak parameters you'd tweak on a real drum: head type, shell material, snare strainer tightness, mic placement. It's a sound designer's playground. But here's the twist for the average player: you don't need to design anything. The onboard kits are staggering. From pristine studio acoustic kits to vintage, dampened, trashy, electronic, hybrid, there are over 500 preset sounds. Therefore, you can jump from a tight 70s funk kit to a massive stadium rock sound in one button press. The versatility is absurd. It means one kit can be your practice pad, your studio recording rig, and your live performance engine. Which brings me to the third and perhaps most compelling reason: the space it unlocks. Not just physical space, creative space. And think about the barriers to playing every day. Your acoustic kit is in the dedicated room. It's loud. You need to mic it to record. You can't easily change its sound. Therefore, playing becomes an event, not a habit. The VAD706 dismantles that. It's relatively compact. The shells are real, but they're shallow. The whole kit fits in a space where an acoustic kit simply wouldn't. But the space it really unlocks is in your head. With silent play, you can practice at 2 a.m. With integrated sounds and a USB audio interface, you can record a perfect, mix-ready track directly into your computer in seconds. With Bluetooth audio input, you can play along to any song from your phone through the module. Therefore, your creative process loses friction. You think of an idea, you sit down, and you execute. No setup, no noise complaints, no compromise on sound quality. It turns drumming from a logistical challenge into a pure, accessible art form. That might be its greatest trick. It makes you play more, and playing more makes you better. It's like a gym membership for your drumming chops, but the gym is in your living room and doesn't smell like sweat. Actually, it might, but that's your problem. /N Act 2, the deep dive and the details. /N let's rehook. We've promised 3 reasons: the feel, the sound, and the space. But is it perfect? Therefore, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the surprises, and the things you must know before considering this investment. First, the build. The VAD706 looks breathtaking. The shells have a beautiful matte black finish, real rims, and even simulated lugs. The hardware is robust Roland stands. It feels professional and stable. However, it's not lightweight. This is a substantial kit. Setting it up is more involved than a basic electronic kit. It's closer to assembling an acoustic kit. Therefore, if you move it often, consider that. But once it's set up, it's a monument. Now, the TD50X module. The interface is deep. There are menus, submenus, and parameters. For a tech head, it's paradise. For someone who just wants to play, it can be intimidating. But here's the mini promise. You can ignore 90% of it and still have the best electronic drum experience on the market. The preset kits are so good, you might never need to edit. Therefore, don't let the complexity scare you. Use it as a playground you can explore over years. /N let's talk about the cymbals. They are Roland's new digital V-cymbals. The ride and hi-hat are digital, meaning they use a new connection protocol with the TD50X for even more detailed data. Precise bow, edge, and bell strikes on the ride, and nuanced open-close positions on the hi-hat. The feel is excellent. The hi-hat, especially with its real stand and responsive pedal, is a game-changer for electronic kits. However, the crash cymbals are standard analog V-cymbals. They're great, but the difference between the digital ride and the analog crashes is noticeable in the data stream. Therefore, you get a tiered experience within the same kit. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's a curiosity. Roland is clearly transitioning to digital, and the VAD706 sits at that frontier. /N a crucial deep dive, connectivity. This is where the space reason gets technical legs. The TD50X is a USB audio interface. Plug one USB cable into your computer, and it sends multi-channel audio, each drum separately into your DAW. Recording is pristine and immediate. No mics, no phase issues, no room noise. Therefore, you can produce studio-quality drum tracks in your bedroom. Also, Bluetooth audio input lets you stream music from your phone to play along. And there's an aux-in for wired sources. It is, frankly, a hub for modern music production. If you're a songwriter or producer, this functionality alone could justify the cost. It removes a massive barrier between idea and finished product. It's like having a drum studio in a box, a very expensive, very beautiful box. I tried recording with it, and my DAW looked at me with confusion like, where's the mess of microphone tracks? This is too clean. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the price. The Roland VAD706 is a premium instrument. It commands a premium price, but here's the contrarian snapback. For what it replaces and enables, it might be a value proposition. Consider the cost of a mid-level acoustic kit, plus high-quality mics for each drum, plus an audio interface with enough channels, plus the space to set it all up, plus the sound isolation to use it. You're already in the same ballpark. Therefore, the VAD706 consolidates that entire ecosystem into one integrated, silent, portable system. It's not a toy, it's a professional tool. However, it's still a significant investment. That's why you need to try it. You need to feel the difference to understand the value. Don't buy it blind, try it at a dealer. Feel the snare, play the hi-hat, explore a preset kit. Your hands will tell you the story your brain might doubt. \n, what about drawbacks? The learning curve on the module, as mentioned, the wait and setup time. Also, while the feel is superb, it is still a mesh head. It doesn't feel exactly like a coated mylar head. It's its own thing, a brilliant, responsive thing, but it's not 100% acoustic. Therefore, purists who live for the exact feel of wood and mylar might have a note of reservation. But for 99% of applications, from practice to performance to production, it is indistinguishable in the output. And that's the goal, the sound and the experience, not the perfect material replication. Ultimately, it makes you a better drummer by removing barriers. That's the core argument. If you're not playing because of barriers, this kit smashes them. It's like a drumming superhero, but one that wears very sensible matte black armor. \n Act 3, the resolution and the verdict. \n we've deep dived. Let's resolve. The 3 reasons stand. The feel that fools your hands gives you the physical satisfaction of drumming. The sound that isn't a simulation gives you the artistic output of a studio. The space it unlocks, both physical and creative, gives you the freedom to play anytime, anywhere, for any purpose. Therefore, the Roland VAD706 isn't just an electronic drum set, it's a paradigm shift. It redefines what is possible for a drummer in a modern, often constrained environment. \n is it for everyone? No, if you have a dedicated soundproof studio and love your acoustic kit, you might not need it. If you're a beginner on a tight budget, there are more affordable entry points into electronic drumming. But here's the final twist. If you are a serious player who faces any limitation, space, noise, recording complexity, or just the need for incredible versatility, then trying the VAD706 becomes a necessity. It shows you the future of your playing. It expands your potential. Therefore, this review isn't just a recommendation, it's a prompt to go and experience the difference yourself. Your curiosity loop should now be closed with a decision to seek it out and feel it. \n to summarize. The VAD706 delivers an acoustic-like experience with silent, studio-ready sound, unparalleled versatility, and seamless integration into modern music production. It's a tool that removes friction from your drumming life. And removing friction means you play more, create more, and improve more. That's the ultimate value. It makes drumming easier, so you can make your drumming harder. Wait, that doesn't sound right. It makes the process easier, so the art can be harder, better. Finally, if this video has convinced you that the Roland VAD706 might be the key to unlocking your next level of playing, you need to find the best deal. Therefore, for the absolute best price available on Amazon right now, click the link in the description below. We've partnered to get you that direct access. It's the fastest way to move from watching this review to feeling those mesh heads yourself. Do not underestimate the power of trying it. Your hands will thank you, your neighbors will thank you, your music will thank you. And your wallet, well, it might need a little time to recover. But it'll be a recovery filled with silent, beautiful, unlimited drumming. Thank you for watching. Now go play.